Oh, I have a whole thing. That was like literally my first day on set was having Jackass sexual harassment training. And it was just me and the guys.
Just trained
I was like,
to be a sexual
I was like, you
harassment.
guys, I've already seen their dicks as a kid. Like, I've seen them my whole life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Chris.
I'm May.
And today we have a very special guest.
Rachel Wolfson.
Yay!
That was great.
Son.
Our first female guest.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
She doesn't have a wiener.
And our only. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't. Thank you.
Not yet.
No, but there's still time.
Yeah, there
Still
we go.
time to grow.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're open.
If you start bodybuilding, I hear if you take the right performance-enhancing drugs, you can grow something similar to a penis.
Anything is possible, you know?
A mock penis.
A mock penis.
Yeah.
Like a female hyena.
I honestly think I'd be into it. I'll try anything twice.
Some female hyenas' mock penises are bigger than the guys' real penises.
Is that real?
It's
Is that
it's actually an extended clitoris. Oh. It looks just like a penis though. Because in the hyena world, women are the boss. It's a matriarchal society.
Yeah.
The female hyenas are much bigger than the males.
Yeah.
They not only have a mock penis, but they have a mock scrotum too.
Oh, wow.
Which is the labia fused together. So hyenas are the only animal where the female has absolute control of who she mates with.
Mm-hmm. I really feel like I would fit in with the hyenas as a pack. So I like
Chris
their
likes
clan.
hyenas
clan.
a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that's
my-
one of his
probably my
favorites.
favorite
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
I'd
They were
say it's
good
my
in The Lion
favorite.
King.
Yeah. Oh, great.
They're so smart. Like when me and Steve we played hyena football with the hams. You know, they were so like they quickly figured us out and they could have killed us when we first drove up to the hyenas. They lived at this guy's ranch and this guy they were like his friends, but they take a big bite right out of his bumper, like the car bumper, like it was
just
nothing.
eat anything?
They have the hardest jaw pressure of any land animal.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of land animals,
Yes.
how are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing great. Yeah. I feel good.
So you did something yesterday,
I can't talk about it,
can't
but
talk about
I
it,
did something
but
yesterday.
it's secret.
It is secret.
You tried out for a
So
part.
good.
I did. I tried out. I've been doing and it's we'll see. So we'll see
Yes.
what happens.
So what's been going on?
Just stand up and just stand up.
Do you kick anyone out of your stand-up shows?
No. I
Not
would
like
nev-
Steve's?
No, I don't kick anyone out. No, I haven't had that happen yet. I did get heckled once at a bar in Palm Desert. This woman, she was drunk and she was heckling me and I was trying to do crowd work on her. And I was like, I called her hot. I was like, you're hot. And then I tried to ask her how many kids she has. And she's like, I don't have kids. And then she just started going off on me and yelling at me. And then when I was like, yeah, but you're so hot. And she was like, I'm not hot. And then I was like, oh, I totally get why men are so confused by us as a society, as like a creatures, because this woman is yelling at me for calling her she's like, I'm like, all right, I don't even know what's going on. But she, on the way out, poured a beer on the floor and they escorted her out.
God,
But
I
I
thought she
wouldn't
was
have kicked
But
her
you
out.
didn't kick her out?
No.
So when you're doing stand-up comedy, it's not common for you to get heckled? Like,
It is. I mean, I do get heckled.
that's just part of being a stand-up
Well,
comedy.
yeah, I mean, it just happens. Like it depends on the venue. Like if you're at a comedy club, the audience already kind of knows like not to do that, and the club staff is on, is very like aware and watching for hecklers. But if sometimes, comedy happens outside of comedy clubs.
Yeah.
And people, if you're at a bar or whatever, may not get the rules of like the show's going on. So things like that do happen.
Like in the movies when I see a stand-up comedian and like they get heckled, and then like I would think if like sometimes comedians would like it, like, and it gives them because you shut them down. You get I noticed when I've dabbled in stand-up comedy, like in like it's pretty like quickly like hecklers say like there's like 5 things people say, right? Like they're little insults, like, and you get pretty good at answering them, right?
Well, I haven't I've gotten heckled, but like nothing like sometimes some comics, like if you're a woman, they'll be like, show us your tits. That hasn't happened to me yet before, but like
Fingers crossed.
But the
it's
thing
gonna
with
happen.
hecklers is things like that will happen, and you don't want to ruin the whole show because this person doesn't know how to act. So like you kind of want to shut them down in a way where it's still funny and you haven't alienated the rest of the audience. Right. Because at the same time, the audience is just frustrated too that this person is holding up a show. So it's like we're all on the same team kind of thing. So yeah, there's a way to do it without ruining the whole show.
But would you show your tits?
No, not for a free comedy show.
Only if you get paid.
No, I don't think I would.
So we were talking about HR stuff earlier.
Yeah.
So you guys had to have this meeting before the Scorpion. Was it before Scorpion Botox?
Well, we shot Jackass Forever during the height of the sexual harassment movement, like during Me Too. So when I got to set, day one, we had to have Jackass sexual harassment training, and it was just me and the guys. And basically, it was just this woman who was like, please just don't take your dick out when you're not on set. Like,
she was like, we know you guys film some crazy stuff, but just make sure it's only when the cameras are rolling. And, and I think that was the first bit that you were involved in. One
of the first bits was like literally staring at all of their dicks. Yeah. And so it was. I say it was a soft day at work. Yeah.
I was there for that.
Yeah. I remember that. I met you that day.
I met you for the first time it was like it was just a trial screen. It was like basically trial, right?
Yeah, it was to see if the energy was still there for Jackass.
Oh yeah, so we had so when I started the whole Jackass journey, this is my first movie. Mm-hmm. I didn't know like there was a whole tryout process. I just showed up thinking, I didn't know what to think. Like no one gave me any like, oh, this is what you're doing. This is like, you're auditioning to be a cast member. There was none of that. It was just like, oh, we like you. Do you want to come play with us? So
That's rad.
I didn't even find out I was a cast member until well after we shot the movie.
Yeah.
So
that's rad.
I'm just showing up the whole time, just hanging out with you guys.
Well, that's awesome.
Not knowing what's going to happen. And I kind of like that because, that's what Jackass, there's no script in Jackass,
Yeah.
God, that was such a long time ago.
It was.
Like, I had just given birth. It was like a month after.
Yeah.
Right?
Or less.
And I was pumping.
Right.
And I think you were there getting fitted. And I was like, and it was like normal.
Yeah.
I was like scared Dave was going to drink my breast milk in the fridge.
I was scared when they pulled this thing out. Like,
I was scared for you guys. I really was. I just, when they pull these things out, I don't even know what part of the body they're going to put it, I assume, but I didn't even think this was scientifically possible.
Me neither.
Right?
I was scared that your penis would actually lose like sensation.
I thought it might burst.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was like, gonna die off.
Oh,
like,
cut the blood off. Yeah, die off. Yeah. Like I tied it off.
Like
a lamb's tail.
I was actually kind of concerned because it was in that thing for maybe half an hour, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm. It was in there for a while.
Yeah. And I was like on the side, just kind of like, whoa, I don't know. Because do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
A mammogram.
Oh my God. I'm supposed to get one of those.
Yeah.
And now I'm very traumatized.
They squeeze your breasts in between.
Like that?
Like flat.
Okay, I think we have a new bit for 5.
Yeah.
Me, Preston, Zach.
Oh, yes.
We're going to do it. Slamograms.
You're going to need a bigger...
We'll call them slamograms.
So, a mammogram is
our manograms.
Boob squeezing machine.
Mm-hmm. It's this. It's basically this, but
So you did you did a live show with Steve?
Yeah, I've done a couple.
How'd it go?
Great.
So Steve says he gets hecklers all the time. So
yeah,
go back
he does
to that.
get heckled,
and he gets really mad, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So Steve-O, his shows are wild because everyone's like so amped to see Steve-O, and I think it's more, I don't think they're heckling him in like a mean way. I think it's like they're just excited to be there and, I don't know. So, I've seen both the shows I've seen, he's gotten heckled at his shows and he shuts them down. So.
Does he kick them out?
No, actually, I think there was the last show I was at, security was going up to kick this guy out and Steve-O stopped the security.
Was this at the one in
the
LA?
Novo,
the
remember?
one that we went?
Yeah. Because, Steve-O doesn't want anyone to have a bad show. He doesn't want the show to be ruined. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But like, he does get heckled. Yeah. So
he does attract like hecklers. Like,
well, I mean, like, look at the Jackass fans, Steve-O fans, like rowdy bunch,
rowdy.
right? These are our people. So, it's like, I think comedy fans know how to behave at comedy shows, but I don't think we can expect the same for necessarily everyone to know that.
Did you comfort someone? You comforted someone.
What happened?
Comforted someone?
Yeah, they got kicked out.
Oh yeah. One time Steve kicked a guy out because it was a long time ago. He was filming or something, which Steve doesn't like.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think that's a lot more like he gets heckled, but he sees when people are filming him and stops the show. Yeah.
Well, at the time he was showing this footage that he was going to put in his video, but he was so eager to show it to everyone as he gets. He was showing it to this audience and someone was filming it, and I think unknowingly, this was a long time ago, but the kid was innocent enough, but Steve caught him and like got so mad at him and got him thrown out. And the guy was outside crying. He was a kid, and I went outside and comforted him, because it was humiliating.
Yeah,
it was kind of like
you prevented a suicide that day, Chris.
I might have, but the kid was really upset because it was innocent enough. But I mean, I've got my own feelings about. I mean, I've done live shows and they film it, and I've seen it online. But I mean.
Well, listen, if the venue and if the whoever the comedian is, if they say don't film and you film. Yeah, you're being an asshole.
Yeah,
true.
Because
it's like we as performers, we're trying to work on our material, and we're in the the social media age, so it's like at risk. There's always a point where someone could film your stuff when it's not finished and put it online, and it's you don't want
and
that.
Then it's screwed.
You want to show
they made
people,
their own comedy special,
right? You want to show people a well-developed products. So it does get frustrating when people want to, they get excited. They're so excited to be there. It's not because they're, necessarily they want to put his content. People don't even realize when they're putting up a video and it's like a joke. It's like that, we don't want that out there until we put it out there. You know what I mean? So I get it. Hecklers suck, Do
you get a lot of strangers coming up to you asking about Jackass?
Yes, all the time. Like I did a show at the store last week, and I had a guy waiting outside for me to sign my Jackass pictures. He went to Kinko's, clearly. He printed out my taser pic, and he found some of my other Instagram pics. When I was in Arizona, same guy, same kind of guy looking for autographs. Not the same guy, thank God. But people, I have a lot of Jackass fans are coming to my shows, and the same question I get asked is
cool.
Is there going to be another Jackass? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm the last person to get. I mean, I literally am the last person to get told anything.
Do you think there'd be another one?
I hope so. I mean, every time we make one, there's supposedly never going to be another one. The first one, there was never going to be another one. But then I think people. I hope there's another one.
Yeah, I think most of us hope. I think all of us kind of hope.
Yeah, I think I mean, we came up with some ideas over the weekend.
Yeah.
I have some written down in here.
Yep. Me too.
Rachel, have you ever been in a fist fight?
Have I ever been in a fist fight? I don't think I've ever been in a fist fight. No.
With a girl?
No.
A boy?
I haven't. No, I haven't ever been in a fist fight. But when I was a kid, so this guy, I forget what I was doing, but I was at school and I did something to him that pissed him off, and he hit me, and it I couldn't breathe, if that makes sense. He hit me in the chest, and it knocked the wind out of me. So I didn't I've never gotten into a fight.
I have something to say.
Let's hear it.
Remember one thing speaking of someone getting physical with you, when we went to see the UFC live, Poopies had too much to drink. He was getting awfully physical with you. I know it was in an affectionate way, but God, that pissed me off. I wanted to hit Poopies.
Yeah, Poopies got a little crunk, I guess you would say, at the UFC. And he was just so crazy that day. I think he came up and put his hand on my face. And I could see that Chris was not happy about that, which is cool because Chris is my protector.
Yeah,
Consent,
but you don't put your hand on
anyone's. He was messing with your head.
Chris,
you just
Chris has my back, but Poopies, it was all love. But I'm very uncomfortable with people touching me, if that makes sense. So
especially that.
And I don't know. I've always I don't know. I feel like I've come close to getting into fights, but I've never. I just No, I've never gone
I like
into
how
a fight.
you put Poopies on the other side of Chris, and Chris was so annoyed that night.
We love Poopies so much, but he was an embarrassment to the group that night.
Yeah, and to the UFC.
Yeah.
And to the UFC. Oh my God, because Dana White invited us to the show,
God.
to the fight, and we were in the front row. Poopies, who knows nothing about UFC, just walks in there hammered. He squatted down behind Dana White to hope he wanted Dana White to trip over him, which would have been a disaster.
Oh my God.
He was such an embarrassment. Like, I wanted to hit him. Like,
we would have been banned.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one point when I can't even. There's things I can't even say on camera.
Yeah, it was like one of those things where Chris was like, "This is a dream come true." We had someone taking care of the baby.
We were so stoked to be there.
We were on a date at the UFC. It was fantastic. And we were like, we were carefree because this is something that we've been talking about so much. Like, let's go watch the UFC.
Yeah.
Finally, a champion match. Francis Ngannou.
There's 2 title fights that night.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. And then, oh man, Poopies was just bumming us out.
He was like so wasted that day. He like showed up, I think, drunk to that event.
Did you take an Uber with him? Or, you rode with Tremaine?
Me and Jeff and Zach rode together.
Okay.
And Poopies arrived, I think, on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was decided after that night that Poopies would not be allowed.
No more night events.
Nighttime.
Poopies not
events.
allowed
no nighttime events.
Not at live events.
Yeah.
No wrestling.
Yeah.
No
nighttime stuff.
Yeah, no nighttime stuff.
Events.
No wrestling matches. No football game. No basketball games.
Although, to be fair, Poopies doesn't stop being Poopies during daytime events either. So
No.
it's
true.
But
sometimes
what is the difference between day and night for him?
But nighttime, some people's attitudes change.
Poopies was getting all chummy with YouTuber guys.
Oh, he
I have a Poopie story. I have a Poopie story. Oh no, I don't know if I want to tell this story.
You can tell it. We can edit it out.
No, okay.
You know
what?
I don't want.
Rachel,
just say it out loud.
Okay.
You hooked up with Poopies.
No. Oh my God. Everyone wants that to happen. No. Oh my God. No, that would be a Jackass stunt for me. You'd have to
Or she a stunt for anyone.
Oh no. I feel like
Did your just vagina just close up?
You know when Lance throws up in
Did
his
your
mask?
vagina close up like it happened? Did your
just the thought of it?
I felt like it clenched. You know what I mean? I think when it gets too cold outside for guys' balls and they go up into themselves. Yeah,
she
literally
my vagina
the
just
thought
closed.
of that.
It literally just closed.
It went into itself.
No, people comment that all the time, like you and Poopies,
and
I'm like, you guys, it's okay. Women and men can be friends.
Yeah.
They can. Poopies probably still wants to have sex with me, but that's okay. That's not going to happen. But Poopies, oh my God. So Poopies got invited to do his podcast in Vegas for Skankfest. It was a comedy festival I was in. And so he comes out to Skankfest and is in Vegas, chaos, whatever. And he's filming his YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. And I call Poopies. We're both in Vegas. And so anyway, so after this happens, they put out the Vegas vlog that he filmed. And he accidentally included my phone number in the vlog. And the only way I found out is because one of Poopie's fans called me from Texas, respectfully, and was like, hey. I was like, hi. Hey, no, he goes, hey. I was like, hi. He's like, hey, Poopies put your phone number on YouTube. And I was like, oh. I was like, who is this? He's like, it doesn't matter. And I'm like,
oh my God.
You know who I am. Why don't I know who you are? And he's like, I'm just a fan of Poopies. And I was like, okay, well, thanks. And he put Poopies basically has given up all of my personal private information. The last thing he just needs to release is my social security.
So call Poopies now. Here's the number on your screen.
Here's Poopies.
Email him now. Here's his email on the screen.
I would give his address, but I don't think he has one. So
I think
just go to Long Beach. Yeah, there he is. Poopies.
When we watched that UFC fight, though, I could tell. I think Poopies does fancy you. I think he does lust after you in a way.
No, he loves me like a sister.
Yeah,
it's like a sister.
He does. He's overly affectionate.
I hear the way he speaks about her.
He loves you. No, he loves you.
We're home.
Poopies, he's such a lovable guy.
He really is.
He just had a little bit too much to drink.
Yeah. Hey, I hope Poopies, gets his shit together.
During the fight, he was yelling, like, because he lived in Hawaii for a while, and he started yelling, like, West Side of Wahoo, blah, 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 like, during the fight. And it was,
Poopie's got really gangster during that fight.
Yeah, he really did.
He started calling out the gangster side of Oahu.
Yeah. He really
which is
did.
the West Side.
Well, that's what happens at those events, though. The wrestling and the boxing. Like, the crowd.
It becomes too much for the crowd.
Yeah. Like, after all those, like, those fights, you know,
there's
break out in the parking lot and whatnot. It's just aggro.
Just like when people, like Eddie Murphy talked about people coming out of Rocky all amped up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
a lot of that testosterone.
Yeah. You know, you're Italian
Especially
people.
the Italians, like yourself, even though you're not Italian.
Yeah.
I swear,
I'm fake Italian.
You could easily be Italian. I mean, Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between white and not white.
Yeah.
A friend of mine's dad that was Italian called himself Mediterranean near white. That was his race.
Off-white.
Off-white, yeah. I think it was your dad that really sealed it for me, though. He just looked like some guy from New York that would go, like, "Don't touch my daughter, or break your fucking
Actually,
head."
did the opposite at the red carpet. My dad was being he was being so embarrassing.
Oh, why? What was he saying?
Well, no, he was just so we were walking. I'm so embarrassed of this story. No, we were walking the red carpet. My dad is so proud, and I don't think any of the guys knew that was my dad.
Right.
So, like, you know, he's just embarrassing me, taking pictures in front of the line of the press, like there's like actual press cameras, and so we're down taking a group shot, all of us, and my dad yells, "Knoxville, kiss Rachel." And I was like, "Dad, no, you know how hard I've worked for these guys not to kiss me? Like, I don't want any of them to kiss me." But he, like, and then, like, I think Rick was, like, all the guys look over and didn't realize that was my dad. So they just thought it was, like, a random guy yelling for Knoxville to kiss me. I was like, "Dad, you're so embarrassing. I don't want any of these guys to kiss me. Please." Like,
what the hell?
No, like, he's just, like, being weird dad. Oh, God, I'm so embarrassed that I said that story. But then, like, afterwards, I was like, "You guys, that guy who said that was my dad." And they're like, "I think it made it even weirder."
Have you ever seen your dad kick anyone's ass?
Oh, no, he doesn't do that.
Have you seen your dad?
I haven't seen my dad kick anyone's ass. I see my mom kick someone's ass. But my dad, he gave up fighting like when he was like 12, I think.
Well, he's a healer.
He is a healer.
He's a healer.
He was bigger, like kind of big when he was a kid, and he beat up like this neighbor, and it became like a family embarrassment. Like like one time I was telling my dad I was going to kick someone's ass when I was in high school. And he told me, "Don't do that. Like when I was a kid, I beat this guy up, and then the whole neighborhood was ashamed of me, and my family was embarrassed." But it didn't affect me at all. I still kicked his ass.
Your mom is gnarly.
But my mom will kick someone's ass.
Yeah.
Like punch them. I see my mom punch people.
I can't believe no one's tried to kick my ass.
Oh,
like a girl?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, but I also feel like I would never do anything that someone would want. Like, I would never do anything that would prompt that from like a normal person. You know what I mean?
But like if you're in a bar and like some girl like that is maybe jealous of your fame or attention.
Yeah.
I mean, is never come up to you and vibed you like.
No, but I would, because if someone were to swing, like I'm like, I would probably fight back, you know? Because
you have to.
If someone were to come step at me, like,
but if she's coming to fight
I don't ever, I never want to throw the first punch or anything, like, but I mean, I would defend myself.
You have to. As you get older, the likelihood of you needing to fight.
I'm surprised, like, nothing, like, because I played basketball, from 5th grade into college, and like you would think maybe like an incident would break out at that point, but no, never got bad. But I did get a boxer's fracture from punching something out of anger.
Yeah, punching is not good for your fist. That's what they don't tell you, like in the movies. Like punching is horrible for your finger. Like a lot of times when you punch someone, you're gonna break fingers.
Yeah,
I think you shouldn't even do it.
So that I guess that like I got a boxer's fracture in college because I was in a fight with my ex and I was really upset.
The Brazilian?
No, not the Brazilian. That was later. But he like pissed me off and I punched a chair and I got a boxer's fracture, but I lied to my parents and I said that I broke my wrist falling up the stairs. but it's like
Not
the type
down.
of specifically.
Like, oh, no.
I slipped on ice. That's what I said. But the type of fracture I got, I'm like, that wouldn't be like, it's clearly because they call it a boxer's fracture because you punch something, not because you fell.
I never knew that till today, but I've had a boxer's fracture too. Yeah, stick to grappling. I think punching people is a horrible thing to do. And the older you get, like the easier it is to avoid. Really, if you get in a fight, usually like you kind of, in most cases, like you kind of wanted to be in a fight.
You fought some of the guys on Jackass, right?
Fighting the Jackass guys they're not the toughest opponents.
You guys are just like rough housing.
They're not the toughest opponents. The Jackass dudes are like
who have you fought on the guys?
I wouldn't say fight. Like
You've grappled them.
I've grappled them all. Yeah. But the Jackass guys are like the worst fighters in the world.
You kicked Aaron really hard on that day. On like it was the second day of filming. I think it was like
during the test shoot.
During the test shoot, he like got really frustrated and kicked Aaron really, really hard.
I'll tell you what happened.
I felt sorry for Aaron, I will say.
I felt sorry for him too.
What did Aaron do?
Here's what happened.
Please explain.
Aaron, Preston was being the human jump for the guy, the ramp. And Aaron like carelessly walked past and like stepped on like Preston's face or kicked Preston accidentally and like didn't even apologize for it. And it was something or other. It was really like rude. It was
really rude.
He hurt Preston and then like instead of like apologizing, he got all defensive about it. Like, what?
Your head was there.
Yeah, it was like something silly. Like, and so I was like, it was really rude. And so I called Aaron out on it, and I think he taunted me or something, and I had to punish him for the way he treated Preston. So I gave him a few. He came at me.
He did.
He came at me first.
Yeah.
So I gave him a few like Thai boxing style kicks, Muay Thai kicks to the leg. And I would have given him more, but he backed off. But those leg kicks hurt.
Yeah.
Not to the lower leg. I gave him to the upper leg.
He grabbed him, held him down, and then Muay Thai kicked him.
Yeah, those are the best. It's the best thing to do. Like, because unless you're a Muay Thai fighter, like one kick, even a soft kick like that, like
that
feels
hurt.
Horrible.
Yeah,
because your shin is like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
When I first took Muay Thai back when I was like 18, the teacher was like, just you swing it like it's a baseball bat.
Yeah,
and like swing all the way through, and it really gave me. It totally works.
I did Taekwondo as a kid.
Taekwondo's pretty rad.
I only got to yellow belt. Or sorry, whatever the third level is, orange.
That's
yellow.
pretty good though.
And then I gave up.
Like our niece is a black belt.
Yeah.
She was a black belt at like 12.
Yeah.
But I think even like a little martial arts goes a long way.
Yeah.
You don't need to know like every kick or anything. Just knowing how to do the basics really well.
Right. Well, and that's the whole thing that they teach you in Taekwondo. Because I think my mom put me in it because I was just a rambunctious kid. I had ADHD. I was out of control. And so she tried to put me in all these sports and you know, after school activities to try and like hone that. And that was the thing that they taught you in Taekwondo that I think like remembered was that the whole point is to not escalate to a fight. This is to defend yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was never like, I was never like a fighter. I've always been kind of a lover. Plus, I was on a lot of medication for ADHD, and I think it like suppressed some of that rage.
It gave you something to do with your energy.
Yeah,
and I think martial arts is one of the best things. It gives you confidence.
Yeah.
Also, like it's a really good thing for, especially if you're not like a super big person.
Yeah,
it gives you confidence.
Well, one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to teach yourself how to defend yourself in a situation. So it's like, you know.
I think, there's just, if you know a few things, if you're really good at like a guillotine and that Thai kick, that's all you need to know, really. Because most people that start fights don't even know how to fight.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh my God, you guys, I've been watching this show. Wait, have you guys ever watched Bad Girls Club?
Yes.
Did I talk to you about this?
Yes, the other day.
I feel like, Chris, you might either hate it or love it.
No, he would love it.
Okay, so...
Because we watch reality.
Okay, so during the last, over the Christmas break, because we had so much time before, the industry picks back up again. I was like, I need a new series. Like Real Housewives isn't hitting, you know, like 90 Day Fiancé is over. Like I need something to hit, you know? And I remembered Bad Girls Club. I never watched it. And I Googled what are the best Bad Girl Club seasons. And it was like 7 and 5, you know? So I start with one that was like really good. And I have entered into this universe and it is taken over my life. Like I'm so obsessed with the Bad Girls Club. I think it's better than wrestling. These women beat the shit out of each other. It's real fighting. I mean,
do they wear costumes?
There's no costumes, but it's crazy because you look at some of the girls and it's like, oh, you would have been great at wrestling or fighting because I mean, they're fucking beasts. And just I'm so enthralled in their lives. And now Bad Girls Club, I think like they stopped after 17 seasons or whatever. But the girl, one of the main
start it back up.
I would.
Rachel, season 18.
See, the thing is like TLC, I would be bad for it because like
Bad Girls Club.
I'd be like the comedian, you know. I wouldn't want to. They want girls who are like down to
like
fight
really
stuff, and I
fighting.
really don't. I don't
I
want to
think
fight.
you'd be so good on it.
I mean, I would beat someone up, but I don't want to do that. You know, it's not my look. It's not. I don't want to be.
That'd be a good show though.
To be the instigator.
A good show would be to put someone like yourself in the corner that doesn't normally want to fight.
I'm just rolling
into
blunts.
a position where they need to fight. Survive.
You would like instigate fights like, oh, hey, I heard that Stacy called you.
That's what the producers are for.
But have you ever like been in a situation where like some girls like maybe like chatting to your man a little bit too much and maybe you're suspicious?
I mean, I definitely like I've had moments where like I've like might have gone off on someone and like, you know, like we've gotten into a verbal fight over
Still
like,
fighting.
like at a bar, you know,
Well,
drunk
that's
and
good.
whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, I try to keep that shit contained because it's like we live in the age of cell phones and stuff. And
Oh,
like,
you can't get people anymore.
Yeah.
Everything gets taken out of context. Like I don't, for me, it's not, I try to keep that part of my, of like, if I get triggered, I want to keep that contained.
Save it for emergencies.
Yeah, I don't want to be lashing out on people. Like I smoke so much weed, you know.
Oh,
like
you'd be so good on Bad Girls Club.
But there's one girl who is like kind of the face of Bad Girls Club. Her name's Natalie Nunn, and she rebranded, or sorry, she started the Baddies, which is like, you know, these women are in their 30s now. They're a little bit older, but instead of like, you know, hooking up with guys or like, you know, partying like it was when they're in their 20s, it's all about getting the bag. It's all about making money, and it's all
getting the bag.
Getting the bag. That's what it's called. Getting the bag. Secure the bag. Get the money. And so so these women
like like a handbag that you really like,
like the bag, the money bag.
Right.
So these women, they're in their 30s now. They're still beating the shit out of each other. Like
30-year-old women, like is when a woman reaches her physical strongest peak and has a higher testosterone level. So that's when a woman's fighting is at its highest.
This is some of the best. So anyways, Baddies is on the Zeus network, and for $5.99 a month, you guys can get. I'm like a Zeus ambassador. They don't even know I'm out here pushing this app.
If you want to click on Rachel's Zeus account,
I'm serious. I'm obsessed. So Baddies is like my newest obsession, and
I like that term that you told me.
Baddies.
Securing the bag.
Yeah.
Getting the bag.
Oh,
getting the bag.
Secure the bag.
Secure the bag.
So that means does that you think that comes from like getting enough money saved up to get that handbag that you really wanted?
I mean, that's what it means. Sense.
Kind of.
I love that. I'm going to start using it.
The money bag.
Securing the bag.
Secure the bag.
The money bag.
Yeah.
You know what bugs me is how like YouTube people are so into like talking about money, how much money they make.
I think it's really tacky though.
I think it is too. You'll never hear that on this YouTube.
No.
If you want to hear about
actually not making any money.
Click over here.
But all right, I have a question.
Yeah.
So May loves the show 90 Day Fiancé.
Obsessed.
Oh, God.
We're obsessed.
You're into that too.
Obsessed. It's a universe.
What do you want to know? Just like, what do you want to know?
Well, what I've noticed is when these girls like they go onto this like that never been on TV before, then all of a sudden they start to become stars, and you can see like as it evolves. Like this one lady, Angela, she's an older lady. She's married to a guy from Nigeria, who she doesn't trust it a bit, but she's gotten work done like gradually, slowly but surely. She like is getting a trim here, So then she decided to get her boobs.
Yeah.
I think she
made
looks
small.
great.
She looks great.
Then she got them made big.
Yeah.
She looks really good.
She does look good.
Like for her age, she looks fantastic. And she's a grandma.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Like,
she looks great.
yeah.
She put in all that work, and yeah, she looks
I
completely
love watching
different.
the physical transformations of the contestants.
Yeah.
Do you think that it comes from like they're just stoked to be like they're getting paid, they're securing the bag, and they want to they want to like spend the money on you know whatever they do.
Well, if you look like
or
even. I think it's like if you look at Housewives, for instance, like any of the Real Housewives franchises, if you look at season 1, compare season 1 to any of like the later seasons, I mean, the women, their hair, their makeup, the plastic surgery, like everything, you know, it gets
bigger,
bigger, better, whatever. Like their appearance changes. Probably 1, because they have a little bit more money, and 2, because they see what they looked like on camera before, and maybe now they can afford a makeup stylist or a outfit you know, they can. So I think it's a combination of they secured the bag and and you know, they want to look good for, or what they think looks good for TV.
Pressure, I think. I mean, even as a boy on a silly show that we do, like I've felt like self-conscious like years ago, like of someone judging my appearance, like coming up, like maybe at one time, like when I wasn't as skinny as I would have liked to have been, and said, "You don't look as fat in real life." Like it gives you a complex. Like,
That's so interesting that any of you guys, like, you would never think that any of the guys would have any insecurities, because you guys are just so balls to the wall,
right?
And like get naked, and like it is like you guys are the definition of body confident, I guess, because like honestly, like Preston and Zach, you know, the fact that they get out there and show their, like, that's representation whether they realize it or not. And like that, I think you guys don't realize that men probably look at the Jackass guys and feel more confident because you guys own what you look like.
I think it's about like it's not that we're so confident about it or like so happy with our appearance, but it's like
you own it,
but just do it anyway. Like, because
it's acceptance of what you've got, right?
Well, it's just like if it's funny to be naked, it's going to make people laugh. Who cares about worrying about how like my appearance is? But there's a lot, you know, earlier on, especially like before the more you do it, the more confident you get. But when people do say stuff to you, it does make you feel self-conscious, like saying, I didn't know you weren't so fat in real life. And then it gives you, again, I mean, I'm sure
people say that to you.
I've had it said to me totally. And then they get really skinny. Then I got skinny, like, you're so skinny. Like, it's like you're either too fat or you're too skinny. And I can imagine for a woman, it's 1,000 times worse. Like, you wonder why women are so like, you know, like concerned with their appearance, because they're getting judged constantly. If a member of Jackass got judged for my appearance, like, it must be gnarly when you're a woman. Like,
oh yeah, well,
I don't blame like these people that
I saw on Reddit. Some of the Reddit comments will be like, Rachel Wolfson is too hot to be a jackass, and I'm like, you do realize, like, when you guys came out, you guys were hot to like all, you know what I mean? Like, we thought you guys were attractive. Like, we thought we all had no. But what I'm saying is, like, you guys have always been sex symbols. You know what I mean? Whether you realize it or not. Like, it's like to be like, I'm too hot to be a jackass. I mean, Knoxville, like, all of you guys were like, there are men and women who are like, I'm a Pontius girl, or I'm a Pontius guy, or I'm a Knoxville girl, or not. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has their favorites of you guys, and so it's like, for them to say that, it's like, that's so ridiculous.
Was it a girl or a boy saying it?
I don't know. It's like, it's behind an anonymous.
I could see either saying it.
Behind an anonymous.
Sounds like someone is maybe just jealous.
Yeah.
But no, you can never be too hot for Jackass.
I was like, what? No. Like, are you serious?
But then, like, what do you want? Some, like, ugly chick
well, I don't
to
know.
be?
Well,
like,
there are shows.
I get a lot of. I mean, everyone has an opinion about me in Jackass in terms of me being the girl or whatever. But for the most part, it's like, you can't win either way.
You can't.
If I was super ugly, you know, there would be comments.
There would be comments
about that too. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, there's going to be the people that just don't think girls belong in Jackass, period.
Oh yeah,
like,
well that's a constant.
You know, whatever. Like,
I get those comments. You only did one stunt.
We think that I think the majority of the people.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to do the scorpion, but you both.
I didn't do any stunts.
No, well, you did a scorpion one like a couple of movies back, and you did that. So Tell me about this scorpion.
I had never kissed a scorpion before, despite what people think. And okay, so we used 3 different scorpions, right?
Yeah.
And so it was Pontius, Eric Andre, Dark Shark. Manaka was there.
Manaka was there.
And so
and Jasper.
I think and so I didn't know what to expect. I was hoping that I would be a lot more allergic than I was. But it was fun. I mean, the first one we used, which was the big one.
The African emperor scorpion.
So that one, you know, they put it on and it's just like sitting. It's not really like, it's not like threatened. It's just like, they're
the mellower ones.
Yeah. He was super chill. And then I think Pontius, that was the iconic moment when it dropped onto it. And Pontius, legend, the sexual harassment training, you know, was effective.
It paid off.
Because he asked for consent to take it off. And I was like, please. So
Good job.
It was, respectful.
They didn't actually address that in the sexual harassment meeting. You just knew,
you knew what to do. But thank God it was Chris and not Poopies, because I feel like he just would have
like that bit actually though, like
there's not even scorpions there.
Handling scorpions actually is kind of scary. Like especially like the one the like freakier, the more aggressive.
The smaller one. Okay, so the big one it hurt, but it didn't hurt that bad. Like it would pinch and it would sting. Yeah. But the smaller one we used,
that hurt.
That one was some of the most pain. That was one of the worst pain I've ever
You
felt.
lost sensation in your face, didn't you?
I was like upside down. I had to get stung like so many times, because this just to get it right, because they didn't want it to look like the scorpions were being forced to like sting me, and like I got like part paralysis, because I was upside down. I think it was just too many
all
to the
blood
face.
rushing.
Yeah. And did you get anything afterwards?
The small one really, I got way more swollen with the smaller one, and I have video of it. We can include it, but you could see the venom pulsating.
Oh wow!
But what would have been scary was if the poker got your eye.
Well, that's why I wore my glasses, because I was like, I feel like because he was like squirting like scorpion venom into my mouth. I'm swallowing the venom as well as getting it was just like a whole situation.
So those weren't prop glasses; they were full protection.
We did it before without the glasses on.
Yeah,
and it almost got her eye, the poker, and so we had to put glasses on Rachel, which I guess nobody knows. You're with glasses the whole time in the bit, huh?
Yeah. There's my prescriptions.
Before then, she almost got poked in the eye.
Oh,
which would have been hilarious. I feel like it would have been fine.
Not at the time.
No. But think about it. I feel like it would. Yeah, I mean,
a scorpion sting to the eye would be so gnarly.
It really would. I wonder if you would get like partial blindness or something.
It would suck. It would be bad.
I think you'd probably have to lose it because the venom.
I don't know.
Venom. You could.
Has anyone got stung in the dick by a scorpion?
That I know. I'm sure people have many times.
On purpose?
Well, Jackass.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure. Like stinging. Like we said with the penis flattener, dicks are super tough. Like I think we learned that from that. Like dicks could take a sting pretty well. I think like
they're hardcore.
Your face is going to be getting way more hurt. Like your eye.
Oh yeah.
Dicks you can like run through the gravel and like.
What about balls?
Balls are
a little more sensitive.
Yeah.
I think they're tougher than people think, because I think balls are made with more nerves than they need, just to like remind you not to hurt them. I think
we'll do Preston's
nipples.
Nipples would be
nipple
gnarly.
Piercing, scorpion nipple piercing.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, Jackass 5.
But we did address with the Botox bit. We did address like the pressure that is put on women.
It's true, you guys. That was such a funny bit to me. I think it's so underrated. That is so funny. I'm trying to make it like
you're in.
How do you feel? I look so beautiful.
You're in it.
I'm feeling great.
I think. God. I totally like sidetracked talking about the plastic surgery or the Botox thing with the scorpion, but with 90 Day Fiance.
Hell yeah.
So sorry.
I love that.
That was rude.
I'm so sorry.
I want to recreate a bunch of the guy. Like I want to do Steve-O. I want to do Pontius's "Keep God Out of California." I want to do Steve-O with the picture of him over all the pills and drugs,
yeah.
but with like weed and stuff.
You should do a calendar. Mm-hmm. If anyone wants Rachel's calendar, click here.
We're selling. I'm telling you, got to pick some products like Joe Rogan to start, selling butt wipes,
Calendars,
calendars.
Rachel.
Yeah, got it.
But we were talking about Poopies actually.
Poopies was a little. Yeah, he was a little naughty on like. At the airport, like he comes like
Is this the first Shark Week or
the first Shark Week? He was bad on the plane for both Shark Weeks though. Yeah. So in the Miami airport or I think it was Miami airport, or Fort Lauderdale, he comes like he grabbed onto one of those like people mover things and he was like letting it drag him and he comes like zipping down the terminal like sliding along the floor like he's all drunk like and we're like Poopies, you idiot, like because we're about to get on try to get onto a plane to go to the Bahamas and it's like you're gonna get kicked off before you even get on the plane. And then on the plane he was belligerent, just a nightmare. I was kind of stoked though because we had Axe was a little baby at the time and I knew no matter if Axe cried or whatever no one would get bummed at us because Poopies was being so drunk and belligerent. It made me wish like all those plane rides like, because it wouldn't matter what the baby did, but the baby was a good boy.
It's so funny seeing you guys react to us, new gen, and like, because like you guys were the worst. I mean,
we were really bad on planes,
and then like
really bad,
and then to see you guys like at this point in your life where you're like, Poopies was so bad on the airplane. You know what I mean?
Like having kids.
It's funny because it just shows like how evolved you guys are now and like where you are at in your lives. Yeah. Whereas like at one point, you if it was like however many years ago, Poopies would have been right there with you guys. You know. I hope they do another Shark Week.
Yeah,
well, I hope so too.
They should do Shark. They should do Shark Week.
Sharks Week.
Yeah. Count on that.
Shark
Believe
Week.
that.
Shark.
And then a bunch of sharks eating sharks.
Want to know something crazy?
That would be a good one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that happens. But want to know something crazy, though? A week or two after we got back from filming Shark Week in the Bahamas, on that island, off the shores of that island, a woman was killed by a bull shark. Just not trying to film with sharks, just on a snorkeling trip. A bull shark came out of nowhere and attacked her.
We were in that water.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel safe swimming around Poopies because we know that a shark will bite Poopies and spit that shit right out. He was like, no. He was like, this does not taste good. Like, yeah. So, I mean, Poopies is probably the safest person to swim in the water with.
But what if that shark goes, hey, don't eat that guy, eat that girl?
And like I told Poopies, when you get attacked by a shark, it automatically makes you become a shark expert. Like any of these people that survive great white attacks, they can become kind of shark attack
like
celebrities.
Shark influencers.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy named Rodney Fox from Australia that was a spear fisherman that he's like officially a shark expert because he got attacked by a great white shark and he's got this rad scar of a shark bite on his tummy.
I mean, once you get bitten by a shark, you're entered into a brotherhood, it feels like.
You do. You are.
I'm just saying, like, if Pontius is in, like, if he gets fired up, shit's about to go down.
Oh, Chris, like, he gets really scary. Oh, he got really scary on a tour manager when we did this, like, Canadian trip. So the boys went on this, like, comedy trip through Canada in this, like, tin can of a van. And it was so sketchy. I love like Fred, the driver and the owner of this like RV, but it was like a death van.
Oh no!
Like no suspension. We were like pulling a trailer.
Yeah, it was a horrible.
The wipers didn't work after 20 minutes on the first
Aaron
drive.
had to fix the wipers like
Aaron,
all the time.
Aaron fixed the wipers.
God bless him, was an excellent.
With duct tape.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we made it to the next city, which was like 4 hours away.
Yeah.
But we had a tour manager who was great up until like he started
show.
Started getting oh man.
So, he just started being a jerk
with drugs.
I think he was he just started being a jerk. He was bringing a lot of negative energy into the group. And I think he started he was originally supposed to be opening for us and be that guy in the MC, or I think that's what you call it in comedy, right? But then he started just doing sets. The host.
Yeah.
He started doing his own little sets in between every guy's set.
I hate when they do time in between.
Yeah, and he was that guy.
It slows down the show.
Yeah.
You want to just keep the energy rolling. Bring up the next comic.
And he started believing that he was famous. And we had a confrontation at one point because he was really rude to May, because he was supposed to be like actually helping and setting stuff up. And he was really rude. And so I confronted him and he's like, this is my place. I brought you guys here and all this stuff. I'm like, no. Yeah, you did not bring us here. I was like, then you can stay here. So we asked him to not continue with the tour anymore with us.
He had a problem because basically he was insinuating that the guys needed Coke.
To the crowd.
So he's like, we're selling merch over there for gas money. He's like,
he said for our gas fund.
And we're like, and I'm like, dude, it's like.
And it was just a hint to people in the audience, like if they had Coke, to offer it to him. Yeah, and he was all coked out.
So at the end of the tour, this guy, a business owner, he gave us a huge baggie of Coke. Like,
oh my God.
Big.
Yeah, after each
show.
guy's set, like this guy handed me or handed each of us as we discovered like a bag of Coke, and nobody does Coke.
I was like, what did it smell like, you guys?
It was so big.
But the guy was like the Coke guy. But it was like without asking, he's like, hey, I just remember this guy's like, hey, take this, and we get backstage and we're like, whoa, I don't know how much.
Yeah,
money
and we're
worth
like,
of Coke
quick,
it was.
put it all in Aaron's bag. He's about to leave tomorrow morning.
I think I threw mine in the garbage. Dave stuffed his in the booth,
in the
under
booth
the
in
seat.
between the seats.
Someone's gonna find that.
I was going to say, where's this venue?
Oh my God!
What is the venue name?
It's somewhere in Canada. it's in Halifax.
It was in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick.
Oh
my God! Though it was it was a lot of. I don't know.
It was so much Coke.
You don't have to be a drug dealer to know it was a lot of money worth of Coke. It had a lot of zeros after it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we just threw it away. But someone would have found that one that he stashed. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, my name is Rachel,
God,
and this is Crack Ass.
Yeah. Actually,
I was like, if we only did Coke, we'd be stoked.
There was another really cool venue. I think you would have loved it. But we did something at a weed festival or a weed
It was a weed bar.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, weed bar.
Amazing,
But it was kind of like ASR for weed.
They didn't even sell alcohol there, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. It was like a. So all these companies.
It was in Windsor,
basically had a little station of selling their products.
Like so a farmer's market type thing?
It was a farmer's market for weed. Mm-hmm. And they had, what was that thing that Aaron took?
Dabs?
Dabs.
Yeah.
So he took a dab for the first time.
Oh, wow.
His set was really short. It was 3 minutes short.
It was actually better than a lot of his sets, though. I actually enjoyed it more.
Well, he trimmed the fat and just got straight to the point.
Yeah.
Said what he needed to say.
Basically, just stood there.
Yeah.
But it was a totally different vibe. Like when you take alcohol out of it and
I hate weed shows. I got to be. Matt has a whole joke about this, but performing in front of people who are stoned is kind of the worst because they might be laughing, but it's on the inside, and so you just feel like you're bombing, and it more just looks like they're just staring at you.
The vibe.
Yeah, and I just feel like comedy and alcohol is a better mix. Weeds are right, but I think you get too much in your head, and people silently laugh when they're high. Or they'll laugh inside.
Yeah, it makes it more internal.
Yeah.
This one ended up being pretty fun.
It was really fun though.
There was no alcohol, just weed.
I don't
remember.
Maybe there was alcohol. I can't remember. We did a bunch of shows.
I don't remember.
Every
Every
weed show is different, but for the most part, it's.
I was worried about that. Though,
if there's not, I've done weed shows where it's you can smoke weed, but they also have alcohol there as well, and those are better than I think just the straight weed shows.
I think there must have been alcohol there because it was pretty fun.
I actually really enjoyed the tour.
Yeah, it was a fun tour.
Can we do another one?
Yeah. I think Canada wants you guys back, right?
Come on. I think
they for sure want us back. They do want us back.
We got Zach's doing stand-up.
Yeah, I get
Zach's doing stand-up now.
Well, we have to bring the baby.
Yeah, let's arrange a tour.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
I'm in. Bring the kid.
I'm in.
Yep.
Let's organize something.
Have so much fun.
Do you think the guys would be down?
They'd be way down. If you want us to come to your town, let us know, and we'll see you soon. Yeah. Rachel, thanks so much for coming and being a part of this.
Thank you guys for having me.
You're
I love
awesome.
you both. Thank you. Hell yeah.
It's fun to sit around and talk shit with you.
Yeah.
We sit around talking shit so much anyway, we might as well record it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
with
any
the
of you
boys.
that didn't feel like you knew Rachel before, you do now. And I know you're going to be begging for more.
Can you please include that?
Baby.